live, or however you got to do it.
Oh, we'll do it all live. I'll just screen share that last half hour.
Basically, what we'll just do the show, and then you'll do that, and it'll just run.
Yeah, it'll just run, and then we'll end it.
All right.
Uh,
Good morning. Yeah, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the show. This is episode 421 of the Two Dum Yinzers. We got a show for you today. We got some things going on here. We got amazing guests coming on. The guests, Mike, today are somebody that's no stranger to this show for sure. The guys from Hitt'em Hard Music, Prime Sinister, Dus, and Tempo will all be on, talk about what they got going on with their music, with things like this. So you're going to want to hang around, check that out. We do want to talk a little bit before we get started on our guest today, a little bit about some Steelers news. We got some Chase Claypool news.
Oh, I love me some Chase Claypool watch.
We got injury news. So we got a lot to fit in, Mike. So we might as well get started. After Coach Tomlin says the big changes need to be made after the game the other day in order to move forward. I mean, Pittsburgh is turning on this team and on this coach like I've never seen before. And they make their first move. Yesterday, they made their first change. They waive wide receiver Dez Fitzpatrick.
We all know it was Dez Fitzpatrick's fault. I saw that come up. I'm like, okay, that's procedural move. Then I'm like, wait, everyone's gonna jump on this, and everyone did. No one disappointed. Twitter was a buzz of how Dez Fitzpatrick is the problem with this team, and anyone thought that any change was going to happen. You're nuts. You're nuts.
Yeah,
you're nuts. Anytime like a coach says we have changes coming, they don't come.
Especially our coach.
Yeah, like it never happens. I never and any coach in Pittsburgh when they say, "Oh, changes are happening."
Mike, I'm going to tell you,
I've never seen any changes happen from any team in Pittsburgh.
You want me to tell Mike? Listen, I'm gonna tell you something, and this is something that not many people are saying. This is something that not many people are talking about. But I'm going to tell you. Do you want the answer? I'm going to tell you how the Steelers fix this whole thing.
Oh God,
it's actually kind of simple. Ready?
I'm ready.
This is the answer. This is the key. The way the Steelers fix everything is this. Stop doing what you're doing. Do whatever you got to do to get a franchise quarterback. That's the answer. That's the only answer. You get a franchise quarterback. All these other things start getting better on their own. Listen, you need that guy. Go back through the last, I don't know, 100 years. I don't know how many years, but look at the quarterbacks that these teams have that won Super Bowls. Brady, Roethlisberger, Manning, Mahomes, Rodgers, Breeze. Go down the list. None of these teams do it without that guy. And again, as I mentioned the other day, there's only about 6 of these guys that exist on the planet, apparently. But they got to do whatever it takes, whether it be tank the season, whether it be trade everybody to get I'm just to say this for shits and giggles, to get a number 1 pick. I mean, if we fleece the Bears once already, they have the 1 and 2 pick, and they're probably not going to lose. Go to work on these guys. You know what I mean? You could probably get the number 1 pick for knowing the Bears
for a bag of magic beans.
Exactly. This is the answer. This is the only answer. Until you solve this part of it, you're not going to win another Super Bowl. You're not going to be a contender because, again, it doesn't matter how good your teams are. Look at these teams that have the average guys. Look at these teams that have the quarterbacks that aren't these top franchise quarterbacks. Yeah. They just don't win the Super Bowl. Mike, it's very simple. The answer is very simple. And as I said, I take 10 guys, 10 of your guys on this roster, go out to Los Angeles, drop them off, throw Justin Herbert on a plane, and come home, and everything will be fine. And again, you could probably find about 10 guys on this roster that you could do that with, on top of trade some draft picks. Do whatever you have to do.
Yeah.
Because the more they keep playing around and they don't address this the right way, it's very annoying. and these coaches are dancing around like they have the answers. They have to figure. There's no answer. The answer is you need that guy. The only way that Pittsburgh is going to be happy, we've been spoiled way too long with Ben Roethlisberger. The only way that this is ever going to get back to where anywhere near where it was, and if the Steelers ever dream to be back at the promised land, you got to go get that guy. As I said, there's only a handful, and whether it's Herbert, whether it's whoever, whether it's a top draft, you have to get him. That's the only way you're going to fix this, Mike. And if I have to sit here and listen to all the finger pointing and everything for the next 10 years because this isn't happening, I don't know what I'll do. It's just, that's the answer, Mike. That's the answer.
It is the answer. And, you hate to say, after 17 games, one guy's not the answer, but we're seeing it. It's,
I say give him 17. You got to give the guy a whole season.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But like right now, we need better than what we have from 1, 2, and 3 on this roster. And if it is, is Chicago dumb enough to trade one of their
picks? Yes, they are. Mike, have you seen this team over the past 45 years?
Yes, it is dysfunctional as dysfunction can get. And Caleb Williams is already saying, he's like, I can make more on my NIL deal than I can as a rookie in the NFL. He's like, I can wait. I can go back to college. And do you think he wants to go play for the Bears? No, he's seen what they did to Justin Fields. He's seen what they do to every top pick that they get. He's not going to want to go there. Now, would he want to come to Pittsburgh the way we're currently constructed with our offensive coordinator? No, but hey, if you can fleece the Bears again to get yourself a better offensive coordinator and get this kid who's looking like he could be a legit generational quarterback, I would love to see the Steelers do it. Will they do it? Probably not, because they're stuck in their way, and I think they're going to ride out the Kenny experiment for as long as they can until the contract's up to prove that hey, we gave them every opportunity. Instead of realizing, hey, maybe we made a mistake and move on. Sometimes you have to react fast in the NFL. We don't want a Daniel Jones type situation where we're paying him like $40 million a year, and we're what he did last night. I'd rather hey, if we go and get another quarterback, all right, keep Kenny on the roster, make him the backup, and if one, I don't know, would that be the answer? Who knows? But like you said, we need one of those top 5 guys, because you can't win with a Trent Dilfer anymore.
Nope.
And an outstanding defense. The offenses are just too good. The league is geared towards offense. The rules are geared towards offenses. The refs are going to make everything towards the offense. You need an elite quarterback to compete. Otherwise, you're just another team. And then we've been just another team for a long time.
Steelers since 2021 have more first quarter drives end in turnovers with 15 than they have with touchdowns, 13. Some of the things said around the league about our offensive woes. Steven Nelson, Steelers offense is extremely predictable. Eric Ebron blasts Matt Canada offense, says Steelers are wasting talent. ESPN, Matt Canada runs the same plays like a Madden player.
I saw that one. That is true.
And another one that caught my attention was Canada calls the same play on 2nd and 16 that he does on 4th and 1.
I tell you what, though, that 4th and 1 would get you the yard, and on that 3rd and 16, it would get you a yard. He's consistent.
And the funniest thing that I've heard about Canada, and I'm sure you saw this. The rumors swirling that Matt Canada created a burner account to defend the Steelers' play calling.
I
think his name was like Dan Robbins or something like this. If you go,
I can't remember what it was. Is it him, or is it Kevin Durant with another burner account?
Yeah,
that's those are the 2 options. I kind of hope it is him, because that would be fucking great. Because he's putting more effort into the burner account than he is into play design. Or just play variation of calls. He probably has like a thick ass playbook and just calls like the same 12 plays.
Yeah, like on Madden, you have 300 plays, but most people have that same 4 plays that they call.
Yeah, or like the computer keeps picking the same plays for you because it worked.
Steelers last week in the power rankings, you remember they worked their way up to the number 9 spot.
We were ranked too high.
in the rankings are out this year. The Steelers now, after the loss to the Houston Texans, if that's what you want to call it, the Steelers now sit at number 21.
That's more like it.
They dropped from 9 to 21.
We need to keep dropping down and then hope our record keeps dropping down. And I want to get a top pick. If we're to, get Caleb Williams or Bo Nix or Drake May, my only problem is, are we going to be that team now that goes quarterback hunting every 2 to 3 years?
Yeah.
Are we going to fall into that? Well, we fell
That's
into
what I'm
that
saying.
trap
You
for
got
a
to
while.
get a guy
Like
who's young.
Yeah.
You got to get a guy who's possibly been in the league for a couple seasons and accomplished that he could be a good passer. That's why I keep bringing up a guy like Justin Herbert. Again, I don't even know if there's a chance that could happen. But somebody like him, you're throwing away the risk factor. You're taking a guy who's got a couple years in. He's good.
Mm-hmm.
He's never going to do anything with the Chargers. Yeah, this franchise is never going to do anything. I like I said, do what you got to do. If you have to, sell your firstborn, by all means do it, because otherwise, again, it's not, you're going to play this game and you're going to turn into the Browns, and it's going to be every 2 years. And it's, you got to do what you got to do to get that guy. I don't care what it is. It's not my money. I don't play with it. It's not I'm just saying what I see. The only thing that's going to work is you got to go get that guy. You have to. That's the answer, Mike. That's the answer. These guys are they're going to throw around a million things every week because why we're not winning. But this is the answer. If they admit that this is the answer and they commit to going and doing it, they're going to be just fine.
Yeah, because right now, like for coming up next year, free agent quarterbacks, Kirk Cousins, Ryan Tannehill, Jacoby Brissett, Tyrod Taylor, Mariota, Sam Darnold, Jameis Winston. It is not a murderer.
Yeah, they're all bums. Some guys are all bums. Don't mess with them. They're bums.
Baker Mayfield might be the best one. Josh Dobbs. That would be our answer.
That's not the answer.
those are the best options. So yeah, it is definitely gonna, maybe address it from the draft if we don't see any type of improvement from here on out. It's just I'm not ready to say I told you so. But it's getting close. It's getting close.
I mean, nobody, that's not what it's about.
No. I'm not saying to you. I'm just, I'm hopeful. I am hopeful. But
I've never seen the fans act like it. It's annoying, really, because I mean they're constantly at each other's throats, and
yeah,
as I said, 98% of the people don't know what they're talking about. For one,
no. Like in this fan base anymore, you have to be 100% behind a player or 100% hating the player. You can't be like, well, they did this well, but they did this bad and this we're in the middle. No, it's either you love the guy or you hate the guy. And it's like, oh, I thought I could be toxic. It is too. I thought I could be toxic about it.
It's old.
It does get old because you can't even like criticize or praise a player anymore without being, you 100% love or 100% hate. No.
A couple injury notes that we have. Kenny suffered a deep bone bruise in a minor muscle strain. They say he could play against Baltimore. I think that
that might kill him.
Remember who killed him last year? It was Baltimore. They bounced him on his head and knocked him out.
They'll be smelling blood. Mitch, take one for the team, buddy. Mason, take one for the team, buddy.
At this point, I don't know. I'm having a hard time. Listen. Yeah, do what you got to do. At this point, do what you got to do. But as I said, you got to go get that guy. That's the answer. I'm going to stick with my guns here. Another big injury news: Pat Freiermuth is going to miss 2 to 3 weeks with another hamstring injury with these guys with these hamstrings. Amongst a whole bunch of other injuries, man. There's just
it's bad. The list keeps growing and growing. It's not good. Last year we were relatively healthy, outside of Watt. This year it's like, my God, you go down, it's starter after starter after starter. We talked about, who couldn't be, who you couldn't lose for a chunk of time. Now it's like we didn't think about just the attrition factor of multiple people who weren't at like that Watt level or that Minka Fitzpatrick level. Now it's just like starters. This is nuts.
Also,
we don't have the depth to replace it.
Here's one for you, Mike. Most pressures after week 3. So this was prior to last week. And the reason that I did this is to prove a point. Most pressures by one of our pass rushers that we like to talk about a lot on the show. Now this is before, and then the reason I say this is because they had placed Miles Garrett above TJ with
Mhm.
certain on certain
Yeah.
statistical charts. And this was prior to last week. So nothing that happened last week. But listen to this. Most pressures after week 3, because pressures apparently are a big thing in the NFL.
Yeah.
That this is very, very important. Aiden
Sacks don't matter.
Hutchinson with 19, Max Crosby 19, TJ Watt 19, Miles Garrett 18. So even in a statistic that people don't even consider to be a statistic,
Yeah.
really,
Mhm.
Miles Garrett wasn't above TJ Watt, yet he's
No.
still graded higher.
It makes no, it's arbitrary, and it's like, oh, who do I like? I like this guy, so I'm gonna make them better. Just rate them better.
So there you have it.
Yeah. And if like
Just a great year to be a Steeler fan, man.
it is a great year. Countdown to hockey. Is it started already?
Yes, yes, it did.
This is bad. This is bad. But you know what? I'm enjoying this season because I've determined I'm gonna have a good season no matter what. I'm just gonna roll with the punches. I'm not gonna, get angry. I'm not gonna get too high, not gonna get too low. I'm just gonna even
A
keel it.
very Steeler thing would be to come out and win this game against Baltimore.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Eh,
they'll win
mhm.
19-16 or something. And
It's the
And you know,
kind of game
I
they
can see it
need.
going either way. I really can. I could see Baltimore coming out and whooping our ass, but I could also see the Steelers winning in one of these crazy Steeler
Yeah.
Ravens games.
Like Patrick Peterson said, this is, we got to beat the Ravens. Well, you had to beat the Texans too.
Yeah,
But I get the point. I get the point. You
right.
get your ass whooped. You're coming back home, divisional opponent, your biggest rival. You need to win this game, not just for like for the team, but for the fans. You need to go out there and win this game, no matter it can be. I don't care if it's an ugly game. It just needs to be a W.
So, you know, it's not good. However, there's always somebody that has it worse. It's something that you were always told in school. Maybe your grandma might have told you, no matter how bad of a situation you're in, there's always somebody that has it worse. Mike, I want to talk about Chase Claypool and the Chicago Bears for a moment. So let's see, couple notes that we have leading up to where we are right now. 2 days ago, Bears coach said Claypool was told to stay away from the team on Sunday, although he did not characterize it as a suspension. Yesterday, I see Bears looking to trade disgruntled Claypool for a 5th or 6th round draft pick. A source familiar with the situation says Chase Claypool is a child. Nobody wants to deal with it.
That sums them up perfectly. He's a
Yeah.
child.
What's wrong with this guy? Just, stop acting like that and play football. You'll be all right.
Exactly.
What do you want?
Like,
What do you want? He complained that we didn't put him in situations to do well, but the Bears are. Then after this, they have a season of the Bears failing over there. He says the same exact thing.
and then
You're running out of teams, man.
yeah.
Nobody's going to cater to you.
Yeah, because
You prove that you're there to play football now.
Exactly. Like he's told to go stay home, and then the Bears put up their best passing offense you've seen since they traded for him. Everyone it's like he wasn't there. It just made everyone on that team better, made them play better, act better. He's he's like a cancer on the team. You hate to say, locker room cancer, but it kind of, he wasn't there. Everyone played better.
It holds water.
I know correlation doesn't equal causation, but they played a whole hell of a lot better without him.
Oh,
Like
Justin Fields looked unbelievable how much better.
Yeah, like Justin Fields looked like he did in his rookie year. He was confident, making big throws, good throws. All the other receivers were, out there doing what they needed to do. They didn't have this guy pulling them down with his negative energy,
Yeah.
$1 million talent, 10-cent head. It's what it is. He just doesn't get it. It's a waste of talent. Man. It's a waste of talent. We saw it. He was good.
You can only mess around so much because, as we always say, there's a million people behind you ready to take your spot if you don't succeed and you don't hold up your end. That's what I fear is going to happen to Chase Claypool. He is going to be he's going to be left as the odd man out one too many times. And that's gonna I can't really see. Can you
I don't see another team taking a chance on it.
You're right.
But you know what? There's always someone dumb enough in the NFL. They're like, he was taking
what
second
you're
round.
saying he's going to play for the Browns then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's always someone dumb enough. But you know what? The Bears might be the end of the line. I don't right now. I don't see anyone dumb enough to take them, but there's always that coach or the GM that goes, "Oh, if I can just get my hands on them." But
Yeah.
how many more chances is he going to get? He's proven like he was a great run blocker in college, and he doesn't put forth the effort in the pros. He doesn't battle for the high,
Yeah,
for the
Mike, I mean, come on.
contested catches. It's just
Go somewhere, start over fresh, start a new leaf. Don't be an asshole. Go play
yeah,
football and make it go away. That's that's how you're
yeah,
going to characterize this guy
hmm
on how this whole thing ends is on how he handles
hmm
this and moves forward. Because if he goes to one more place and it's a disaster, he stands no chance. I mean, the public
yeah.
opinion of the NFL football fans are all going to think the same thing about
hmm
this guy, regardless. So,
he's going
uh,
to get. I just have a feeling he's going to get numerous chances, and someone like Montravius Adams, who just like the or Montravius Bryant, excuse me, who just like to smoke weed, was forced out of the league.
but
You know,
100 other guys in the league smoke weed and they're just fine.
yeah, but he kept
Why is there
failing.
the one? Hey, the guy's an idiot. He's just an
It's because
asshole.
they kept targeting him. It
He's
was
like
unfair.
Antonio Brown in a sense. You know what I mean? He's just an asshole.
He's just an asshole. But no, like you know what I mean though. Like someone like this who doesn't take the job, doesn't try on the field is going to keep getting changed. As someone who did try on the field, but just like to smoke a little weed, was forced out of the league. It's just frustrating to see someone like this forced out of the league, and you have other guys, even whether through injury or whatnot, not be able to play, and this knucklehead still be able
He'll
still able
go.
to
He'll
play. It's
go.
just it's frustrating. It's
He'll go to
frustrating.
the XFL and fail like Martravius Adams did. You know what I mean? That's his next step, or Martavis Bryant,
Yeah.
and that's
Well, he was like 85 when he
that's the
trotted back
next
out
natural.
there.
Well, this guy's going to be 85 at this point. I mean,
Yeah, I know.
this is the next natural step. He's going to land in the XFL and he's going to
It,
fail and he's not even going to make it there. And
the sooner he's
he's
out of
going to
the
be a
NFL,
joke.
sooner he's out of the NFL, the better. He brings nothing of value to the league, to any team. It's just he's just a waste of talent, and it's frustrating.
See, we thought it was our terrible coaches.
No,
It's just
it was just our terrible talent evaluators. Great job, Kevin Colbert. Great job, buddy. Oh wait, I'm sorry. It was a bad pick, so therefore, great job, Mike Tomlin.
Mike, I don't know where Derpy is today, but
He's going to come right into the middle of the Hitt'em Hard interview. You know it.
Derpy is missing
Derpy's MIA.
once again.
Well, he went to the wedding and he hasn't been the same since.
He's still hungover.
He's still hungover drinking that root beer.
But I do have, with that being said, I have the results, Mike, of the picks this week between you and Derpy, the NFL picks that we take. You, Mike, are up 2 weeks to none. You won the opening week off, and then due to a forfeiture last week.
Is a win.
Derpy is he took the L that week, so Mike is up 2 games to none. And Mike, I have the results from this week's picks. Of course, the game from this past week. I do want to say you guys are both extremely close to the tiebreaker, which isn't in need, but you both went over. The tiebreaker, the amount of total points between the Steelers and the Texans was 36 this week. You picked 38 and Derpy picked 39.
Oh, so close. I thought we thought it'd be more balanced than what it was. But
but the results are this, Mike. You have 8 wins.
Mm-hmm.
You have 8 games you picked correct, and Derpy had 3.
Oh wow!
8-3. He went and he picked all those oddball picks.
Yeah,
and it really screwed him. Like the last 5 games on the list, he lost all of them. He lost last night, the Giants to Seattle. He lost. He picked the Jets over Kansas City for some reason. New England over Dallas. Arizona over San Fran. Raiders over the Chargers. So I mean, whatever strategy was this week, it sure didn't work. Mike, you are up 3 to none.
This is good. I'm not going to get complacent. I'm going to keep researching when it comes time to make picks. I'm determined to dare I say go undefeated.
We'll see. The Dolphins, the 72 Dolphins are watching. So
I'm going to Gonna put them in the ground.
What else, Mike?
Win 'em all.
The Pitt Panthers 2027 season, 26 or 27, I can't recall which it was. They are playing Wisconsin in Ireland. They're laying out some games of the future.
Still can't get Pitt Penn State. Well, we got
Yeah,
we got
we
Pitt,
could go to
Wisconsin,
Europe
and
and
Ireland, baby.
go to Europe and play another Big Ten team.
I love it.
I wish Pitt and Penn State would go play in Ireland or something.
Something. It's comical. I just find it funny. And like
Also,
this week, both Pitt and Penn State are off.
yes, and the Pitt Panthers surprisingly are 7-point underdogs to the bye week. So see how this plays out.
Who's going to have a better record, Pitt or
Pitt or the bye week?
Pitt or the bye week? Pitt or the Steelers?
Yeah, I know. I don't even want to talk about it.
Oof.
Also, Robert Morris. I don't know which season, but also they are a name that popped up in the future for the Pitt Panthers. So that'll be fun for an inner Pittsburgh thing.
Yeah.
Also, the Buccos, Mike. The Buccos, of course, are done. However, I did find out in that last run. Remember, we were trying to be spoilers, and we beat the Cubs and we beat the Reds, and everyone was up in arms. Did you know that both the Phillies and the Marlins, who were the two last teams that we played, they both clinched the playoffs by beating the Pirates? So both of these two wild card teams are in
because of the Buccos.
Because of the Buccos, because these people that won, what do they call it? They
spoilers.
Spoiler.
Yeah, we weren't the spoilers. We were the kingmakers, baby. We made some kings out of the Marlins and the Phillies.
Yeah, we went in as big spoilers, and look how it turns out. Everybody we played ends up in the playoffs.
They were getting like goddamn coronations out there.
And the only teams that didn't get in were the teams from our division. It makes us look even worse.
Mm-hmm.
Like all the teams ahead of us couldn't qualify.
Well, maybe because we beat them. We beat the Cubbies. Yeah, so we were kind of a spoiler, but also a kingmaker at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, that's Bucko baseball, baby, in a nutshell. We can't do anything right. Can't do anything wrong. Actually, we do everything wrong.
But so there you have it, Mike. Injuries at Canada. Hey, it's all looking fantastic.
It's looking great. This is the adversity we need to rally behind.
Yeah. We need a quarterback. That's the only thing we need. You could have bad coaches and be a good football team if you got that guy.
Yeah.
You could have so many things, so many problems. If you just have that guy, you need he is the piece. The piece that you need is that quarterback.
Yeah.
And again, do whatever it takes, but go get him.
Yeah.
Because you could lack in other areas that, let's say, maybe that we're strong in at the moment. Because you have that quarterback, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. Look, imagine how many seasons over the past 20 years would have been, or in Mike Tomlin's streak would have been not winning seasons if our quarterback wouldn't have been Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah, and like
they're
imagine,
that important.
Yeah, if we had that guy in the 90s, how many? God, how close were we to Super Bowls?
We didn't have that guy in the 80s. We didn't do nothing. We didn't have that guy in the 90s. We didn't do nothing.
Yeah.
You get that guy, you have 20 great seasons. Basically, come on.
Yeah.
The proof is in the pudding. I think that this is even crazy that people are debating. This is the answer. Go get them, whatever it takes. Again, if Coach Tomlin got to give handy J's at the airport, do what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do. I agree.
Franchise quarterback is franchise quarterback. I don't care which, you gotta stroke some, you gotta stroke some, make it happen.
And I dare you to prove us wrong. I dare you to try to prove us wrong. This is the only answer, Mike. If you want the results that Pittsburgh fans want, this is the only answer. I don't make up the rules. I just observe. But Mike, I do want to say it is just about that time. Maybe this might lighten the mood up. Jeez.
Yeah, I think this will lighten the mood.
We've been in this mood all week now with this Texans game. But Mike, yes, we do. We have three amazing guests today on the show. The guys from Hitt'em Hard Music are on to talk about their music, their plans for the future, where you can see these guys, upcoming projects, the Pivot album, Mike, that I'm super excited to hear and check out when it comes out, of course, by Dust. But Mike, I do want to say great job on today. We're going to move forward to the second part of this show. This, guys, is Prime Sinister, Dust, and Tempo, FYF, and the Hitt'em Hard music. Everybody enjoy the interview, and we'll see you later.
All right.
Hey, guys, welcome back. Welcome back to the show. As promised, we do have our guests on today. These guests they're no strangers to the show. These are my favorite guests. I do have to mention that. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Dust, Prime, Cine, and Tempo. Guys, welcome to the show. How you guys been?
What's up, fellas? How y'all doing?
What's up, man?
What's up, Prime?
My Steel City fellow friends. How y'all doing?
I'm surprised. I'm surprised you didn't come in rocking all the San Francisco gear.
Yeah.
You forgot.
It's not good, Prime. It's not good. But I'll tell you what, you're looking good. Your team is looking real good. And at this point, it's going to be a really good season for San Francisco. I think that they're
healthy.
Yeah, right. Man, those guys, I just couldn't believe. I just can't believe how good they are. But we aren't here today to talk about football, guys, which is rare. We're here to talk to our good friends from Hitt'em Hard Music. As I mentioned, we got Dust, we got Prime, we got Tempo. I want to ask you guys, what you guys been up to?
Well, Tempo been doing a lot of shows recently. He was in a contest. What was that man show you was at? I met you at. I was over at the. It was in Brookline. It was the Walt Star show.
Okay.
I can't remember the place, which is fine for me.
Which place was it?
It was out over in Brookline. It was over at this this Mexican bar, and they kind of screwed my shit up for a little bit, but I still got fourth place.
Yes, they did.
I was pissed. They cut me in the middle of two songs. Yeah, they cut me in the middle of two songs, and then I put on a beat that I made, and then they actually had to cut the beat because people were just taking over.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah, you know my freestyles at the end. I have to.
Yeah. Now you got fourth place. How many people participated, Tempo?
It had to been like at least 32, 30.
Oh wow. Now the guys ahead of you, the guys or gals or whoever finished ahead of you, did you feel that they were better than you?
There was one girl, so you had to pay per song.
Okay.
I got at least four of my good ones in. This one girl, her name was Lauren, and I'll be honest, she had some vocals and she had talent. She had more talent to actually sing rap and just sing in general. She also had the way that she performed on stage, where she did like that little walk and strut, and you actually felt the emotion with the movements up on stage.
Oh, wow.
Definitely her. Yeah, she was number one, and she was great. I feel like it was a good show. I just know that they had like 6 judges and only 2 of them stayed. I guess everyone got too blasted or something.
Let me ask you guys this:
Good.
When you do a contest like this, now is the more people that you bring better, or are you getting an unbiased reaction from the crowd no matter who you are, or people showing up with 40 different people and they're all just totally supporting their person?
Judges, but I did bring people over. I had good support down there.
Okay,
it went really good. We even went out with one of the judges to go out after party. We just kind of went down to downtown and had a couple of drinks. It was a good show. Even though I didn't win, man, I won the exposure. Even on the group chat, man, people were saying, "Yo, man, that white boy, man, he fucking crushed it." Like, yo, give that prop to man.
White boy.
Yeah.
Do you feel, Dust, that maybe just maybe you might have ruined your chances by taking the judge out? Maybe it would have been left. You would have been better if you would have left that alone, right?
Regardless, the judges. I feel like there was one of them where I think the judges were kind of like, it was kind of a little bit rigged, but my exposure is what got me out. I got a lot of contact informations. There are actually about 2 of them that I'm getting a hold of to try to do a song with, because I like their style. Because I'm like a very selective person to do like certain covers and not covers, certain features with. And especially with me doing my music, I ended up meeting a girl down there who me and her are in the process of working on an R&B song I made.
Nice.
So I'm definitely was good. It was a good option for me. I got to see new talent, new faces. Got to see it an area I haven't been to before. But I got a little more detail too, especially since I got the VIP passes down to that concert. I got a little bit of extra information to help boost myself up there.
Okay.
So
All right.
I
Hey.
got ideas to like push my stuff up on sponsors, on like I don't know, like No Jumper magazine ideas. There's certain things I learn from it. I learn from every experience I go through.
Hey, great job, man.
That's the way to do
Congratulations
it.
on everything to this point. And good luck moving forward. Let me grab Prime for a moment.
What's up? What's up,
Hey,
guys?
what's up, my man? How you doing, brother? Always great to see you,
It
dude.
was a pleasure.
Hey, so what do you guys got going on? I noticed now on October 27th we have this Halloween costume bash.
Yeah, we're gonna have a little costume dash, man. Come out, have a good time. We'll have beverages and food provided for everyone over 21, and we're just gonna have a good time, man. I want people to get creative, come out on the floor and dance, and you know, have a drink or two. Who knows what happens underneath that mask? You know,
Yeah,
who knows how that might turn out for you? You know what I mean? But come out and enjoy yourself, and shout out to my man Dust. Dust is working hard, man. I gotta say, man, he's the employee of the month right now. He's working on an album. He just shot a new video for his first single. He's shooting videos for other artists, and you know he's working hard, man. I gotta take my hat off to him, man. Just to see the progression from day one to where he's at now, man. Give him his flowers now. He deserves it, man. So if you artists out there are listening, man, my man is hungry, man. If you want your visual done the right way without playing around and a hassle, and you want your shit done properly, get in my man Dust, man. He's working hard, man. Got to take my hat off to my brother, man.
absolutely. Everybody, we know this. We know this as well as everybody between Dust and Prime. These two are two of the hardest working guys that I know in the local music scene for sure. I don't know too many that even match their level. Going back to the Halloween costume bash, I do want to say on October 27th. Now, this is at the American Legion in Ambridge, if I'm not mistaken. This is
Excellent.
okay. This is on 400 Dust Avenue, Ambridge, PA 15003. Doors open at 7 p.m. Must be 21, and it will be featuring DJ Jaw.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, see, I've never been at this venue, but I've been to a party or two there that I had nothing to do with, and it's a nice venue. And I was like, it's kind of slept on. Like, I'm surprised people don't use it for these kind of things, man. But I think that it's an opening door for us to come in and have a successful event with no trouble, and for them to open the doors for us to do future events there. You know, like we got a lot of things like album release parties and whatnot that we're going to do in the future. You know,
Okay.
and it's hard now. To be honest with you, man, it's really hard to get venues these days when it comes to rap because there's been so many people to just be on that knucklehead shit and have messed
Right.
it up for us, man. Like countless times I've stuck my neck out for some of these artists to do events and shows around here, and every time they've let me down, and now everyone's upset that most of the venue owners are tired of dealing and don't really want to do any business with us because you act a fool and they can't take that risk and lose their business. You know what I mean?
Right.
So people have to understand that if you're at a certain age and you've been doing this shit for however long, at least be courteous enough to be like, all right, I gotta check myself at the door and don't come in there on that bullshit, you know. Be an adult, you know, and handle your liquor and handle whatever you're doing, you know,
Absolutely.
like
And
an adult.
unfortunately, Prime, this is common nowadays. No matter where you go, no matter what you're involved with. I
Right.
who was the guy a couple years ago? He was a country singer that went to Heinz Field, and they trashed the whole.
Yep.
It's everybody.
Yeah.
It's you can't do
Kenny Chesney. Yep.
Okay, you can't do nothing these days. People just they lost their mind. It seemed like after the COVID thing happened, people
Yeah,
were just
COVID changed a lot. It
what's
changed.
that?
COVID changed a lot. It made things that we've never seen before seeable now today. Like
Yeah,
a lot of those stores like Walmart, they'll never be 24/7 again. I
It's
think
unbelievable.
it was actually an opportunity for them to kind of regulate certain things that they wanted to regulate a long time ago, and it just gave them a good opportunity to put those kind of rules in place that they just didn't know how to go about it before. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And how many times have you been driving down the road, let's say 8 o'clock, and you think to yourself, man, I'm hungry, and things are
But
already closed.
yeah,
Fast food restaurants are closed. Pizza places are closed. It's unbelievable. 8:30 in the evening, you can't grab something to eat somewhere.
hey, hey, guys, remember this conversation: population control,
I know.
control. Period, man. It's very important to the government these days.
I think
Like
we
they're
could have a
talking about threatening the shutdown and all that. That shit will never happen. But one thing that I do say that I think will happen eventually is the banks will pretty much have all the say in the
oh,
United States.
absolutely.
I think that you'll be renting your houses from the banks one day.
Yep.
I think everything that you do is going to pretty much go through a one world system where everything systematically falls back to the banks because they got the money. If
Antoine,
they
let
got
me
a
tell you,
favor, they have the money, right?
you and I could literally continue this conversation for probably 4 to 5 hours, and we will have you back on for that reason. But I want to talk about you guys today. I want to talk about
Yeah.
Hitt'em Hard music. I want to
Yeah.
talk about what you guys are doing. I want to talk about where you guys are performing, what you guys are recording. Dust,
Okay.
tell me a little bit about what you're working on, my man.
I am working on my sophomore album. It's
Okay.
called The Pivot. The reason why
Okay.
I call it The Pivot is because I think as an artist, you always have to reinvent yourself.
Mhm.
I don't ever want to be predictable. I always want to keep myself one step ahead of the listener. You know me, and I think that's how artists fall off. They get too stale, they get too predictable. They you know, especially in hip hop and any music in general, what's popular changes every few years.
Right.
If you go back in like 2019, 2018 and see what's popping right there, see who's popping still.
Yeah. Right.
See who's pop. It's 2023. Go back like 2013 and how many artists are still around and strong today?
Yeah.
Not very many. This culture is very fickle, and
Very.
I think, you know, and it's funny because a sound becomes popular and the old sound becomes old news, and
Right.
whoever was attached to that old sound is out of here. So I think and the only way to stay relevant and to stay exciting is to keep reinventing, come with new sounds, new styles, new topics. So that's why I named my new album The Pivot, because I'm trying to pivot off the last
Yeah.
project that I'm doing. Because I had a first project in 2021, and it was a lot beyond. It was like a whole bunch of old songs I had laying around.
Right.
But this time, you know, I did I did a call with my cousin Van L. We did the GCT. We did another Hitt'em Hard compilation. Me and Prime did the six pack of cold ones.
Yes.
So even though I haven't dropped a new project in a little over 2 years, I was still out there and busy. It's just time for me to do another project again. So what I did was I bought new sounds and new you know what I mean? Like I just want to come at different angles just to surprise people and come at a different angle. About to drop my first. I already shot the first video earlier about 3 weeks ago. I'm gonna drop it in the next week or two. It's called One of One. I didn't shoot it. I had someone else shoot it for me.
Okay.
I had shout out to Mosley Visuals, shout out to my boy Cam. Um, I shot it in Duquesne by Kennywood. To get something that's different, because I had to be honest with myself. A lot of my videos I was starting to do the same thing over and over again.
Right.
I think monotony is the death of an artist.
Mhm.
I think that's what kills artists' careers, and being out of touch.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think you have to know what's. I don't care about being a popular, but I do. I don't want to be out of touch.
Right.
I can't like. I'm not a teeny bobber.
Yeah, right. No, and that's what's tough because I mean you have to kind of keep up with the slang and everything, and if you
I don't really
don't,
care about the slang. I only care. I only care about the slang because I can't compete with hot at the moment.
right.
Because whoever's hot right now, they're not gonna be hot in a couple years.
Exactly.
So I'm not worried about with being hot. You can't control being hot. You can be hot and not be good.
Right.
I'm not trying to disrespect artists, but MC Hammer was hot at the time.
Oh yeah, right.
He's in nobody's top 10.
Right.
Vanilla Ice was hot at the time. He's in nobody's top 10.
Yeah.
Soldier Boy was hot at the time. He's in nobody's top 10.
Right.
I'm not worried about being hot. I'm worried about being good. Good is good.
Yeah.
Matter being hot or not. You can't control how many albums you sell.
No, you're
Not your
right.
control.
You can't control if you quote unquote make it or not.
Right.
A lot of that is out of your control. A lot of it is being down the right people, having money behind you. A lot of it's good old fashioned luck.
Absolutely.
Sometimes an artist will come out of nowhere and he'll drop something on TikTok and he catches on and they're there.
Right.
I have no control over that. I don't chase having a hit song because to me having a hit song is like throwing a bouncy ball against a wall and hoping it sticks.
Yeah,
You know,
right.
That's the perfect analogy.
You have no control over it. What I can control is my product.
Right.
What I can't control is my work ethic. What I can't control is being consistent. What I can't control is being visible. You know what I mean? That's what I can't control. And I want to, if like all I need is a chance. All anybody needs is a chance to get listened to and take it from there. I think a lot of times, artists they are addicted to clout and attention.
Right.
I think that's why when artists they start backsliding, they start doing desperate stuff like going love and hip hop.
Right.
So, their music is not it no more. They had to try something else to stay invisible. But I think if your music's consistent and good, I might not be popular, might not be hitting, but I'll always have a niche and I always have an audience. And as long as I have an audience and I can feed the audience, I'm good.
Absolutely. And one other thing, Gus, is one thing that we're learning, it's not always, I mean, ultimately it's always about getting to your goals, but on the other hand, it's also about, doing what it is that you love and enjoying the journey. Much more of what we do is about the journey than it is about the end result. If the end result happens one day and we get huge and you guys get huge, whatever, but you know what, it's what you love to do. And it's the fact that you continue to do it. And it's the journey that, again, that should be self-rewarding for all of us because, we're out here doing things that we love to do. And there's people that would love to do the things that we're all doing and they're not. So, for me, one thing that I realized is, what, if we, we don't bust out the gate and become whatever, right out the cut or, whatever point, you gotta love the journey because again, that's ultimately what it's about,
Well, I think a lot of people I don't think they necessarily love hip hop or love doing podcasts or love any of it. I just think they like the attention and the clout that comes with it. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times, a lot of people I came up with 10 years ago, 15 years they're not around doing it no more.
Right.
And the reason why is because they didn't make it to the point they thought they should make it.
Right.
Or they didn't get riches from it. And they're like, F this, I'm out.
Yeah.
But you can't control that. I mean, you can't.
I know.
You can. And if I sold one record, if I sold 1 million records, I'd still be doing it.
Right. Absolutely.
I don't feel like we have that mindset. The players change locally and globally. A lot, like the local scene, like 10, 12 years ago, a lot of people that was doing shows with me, they're not doing it no more.
Right.
They're they're married with kids or whatever, or they have little corporate jobs or whatever. And I to a certain extent, I get it. If it's not making you money, and you have other people you got to take care of, I get having to slide. But I don't think you should. I don't think you should forget who you are because you only have so much time, and then there's gonna be a time where you're like, "Damn, I gave up for what?" You know what I mean? It should be self-fulfilling. But as far as new album, I got 8 songs done. I got 3, 4 more to go. I need to get some more collabs in. I'm hopefully I can drop before the end of the year. I would like to drop as soon as I'm done finishing it.
Okay, that was gonna be my next question. When is your target time roughly to get it released? Okay.
I'm gonna drop a video in a couple weeks. I have to drop a video. I haven't dropped a video. I have it in a chamber. I didn't release it because I didn't want to make a mistake and have this song take off and not have nothing behind it.
Right.
It kind of kills your momentum.
Yes,
you know
right.
I mean? And like most people, you have to find time to do this and do it right. I don't want to force nothing. I don't want to rush nothing. But I don't want to be waiting 5 years between projects either. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
I try to find out balance. And the older you get, it's harder to do that. But that's not an excuse. But I'd like to have it done within like a next month or so, hopefully.
Okay.
But I'm definitely gonna drop this. I'm definitely gonna drop a single, and then I'm gonna push it and have another single, and hope I drop the album. I have the cover and everything done.
Okay.
But I have to set this up the right way because if you don't set it, it can get lost because there's people drop music every day.
You're right.
Everywhere.
I know.
And just to throw something out there is crazy because like how are you gonna stand out?
Yeah, absolutely. Right.
Have a campaign or something behind it. You know what I mean? You'll get lost in the sauce.
Most of the artists, they come in with the same original. If you know one of their songs is going to sound like the other, it gets to the point where you're a one-trick pony. The thing
Right.
with my journey on it, I don't want to just explore hip hop and rap. That's why I've been actually making my own beats. I've been making rock. I've been making R&B, a little bit of pop, because I kind of want to be like a little bit of a culture vulture. Um,
Absolutely.
and I feel like that because everyone has their own styles. Like when you go to the gym, you're not going to be listening to relaxed music. You're going to be one listening to something intense. But if you're going out to, I don't know, if you're going out having a block party, you're going to hear hip hop. If you're going out to a coffee bar, you want to hear some house R&B.
Right.
And then I just kind of figure that to most people, like he said, they're all in for the fashion, but not the passion.
Right.
And it's to me, I don't even care if I never ever get famous. As long as someone hears my word, then I can at least make a difference. That's my personal thing. What I've been doing is I've been making beats. I just got a really good job. I'm with the electrician union.
Oh, good
So
for you, man.
Nice.
yeah, I'm with 712. I'm going to school and going to work.
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
it's cutting into a little bit of time, but uh the funds are coming in better. So I want to start making bigger plans, such as going from different states,
Okay.
getting my own equipment. I want to get better equipment because I've been making my stuff, but it's been taking me forever because I lack some of the equipment to make it quicker.
Right.
I've been trying to make quicker moves. Like I said, I'm right now working more on the R&B and hip hop right now because uh I feel the passion and vibe with that.
Okay.
Um, but my big plan is for next fall. I want to get my first album in. I already know what I'm going to call it. I'm going to be calling it Soberish.
Okay.
I want it to be a vibe that people understand. I have a couple of unique ideas that I guarantee no one's written about yet, and I know that's a big shot in the dark since there's a lot of songs out and they're written about a lot of different
Right.
things.
Yeah.
But I came up with a couple that I've looked up and haven't seen anyone write about it yet, so I want to get it recorded so I can put it on an album officially.
All right. Well, yeah, don't whatever you do, don't mention it out loud because you know the second you do, you're gonna see about
Someone's gonna
10 other people come out
Yep,
with that same
someone
kind of
will
song.
snipe that. Yeah.
That's why you gotta wait for the album to come out.
Yeah.
Can't be a spoil.
Well, he was saying the same thing I was saying, how he starting other avenues and other
Yeah.
genres. I think that's why people get stale because it gets too predictable. I think people find something that works and they'll milk it to death.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, all right, we heard enough of you. Bye. And they get
And that's
sick of
when a
you.
lot of these guys are milking it. That's when you should already be thinking about your next step so you don't become stale, you know. And that's one thing that you guys do. You guys are always working. They're always working.
I wouldn't say that I'm much of an artist. I've learned throughout most of the times I stay at all my shows, I'm a lyricist. If someone comes up, and I'm not saying I don't I'm not saying I don't like hard thug rap, but if you go on stage, you look the present, you talk the present, you get very
Right.
descriptive. If I can believe you, I'm going to believe you. But a
Right.
lot of the times you go to the shows, you hear like I'll have someone perform like at my one show, dude. There was like 5 guys that literally wrote about the same shit on a different beat. And then I'm over here, and then you're losing the audience attention because they want
Right.
someone to grasp the audience. My
Yeah.
some things I like getting the audience involved. I like throwing curveballs. I like pushing the limits.
And
Um,
you do that. You do that well with your, you know, when you are singing, rapping, whatever it is that you're doing. I mean, that's one thing that I noticed about you almost immediately. You weren't doing the same thing everybody else was doing, and it grabs your attention because it's unique, you know.
well, my last one, or not my last one, I went to this 420 show over at Level Up Studios in Pittsburgh, and I remember after that day we had a battle rap. So I'm also pushing myself a step further. That's a big step to be pushing myself, but I feel like that would also help me get a dictionary for words and learn the rebuttal game and freestyles.
Yeah.
So I've been pushing myself. Like he said, if you get the same guys doing the same shit, you're gonna end up what do you call it, a writer's block, where you're
Yeah.
gonna dry out, and then you're gonna write about the same shit, and it's gonna sound horrible. And my thing is, I always want to throw a whole curveball. I want to do one moment where I'm hyping everyone up, and the next one I'm doing a song singing, and people are like, "Whoa, this guy's got many fucking vibes on him."
Right.
And that's a big goal for me because I always like to know that people are kept on their toes.
I like it. I like it. I like it. Tempo. It's always great to hear from you, my man.
Absolutely.
Is Prime still around?
Yeah. Prime's right over here.
Let me grab him for just one more second. We're not going to keep you guys too much longer. I know I'm sure he's
Yes,
probably
sir.
keeping a close eye on things in the football world. But Prime, I do have a question for you now. Is it still basically a lot of the same guys? I mean, it's been a while since we talked to you. On my list, I have Prime, Dust,
I'm glad
Cigarillo,
you said that, man.
Tempo, Jump Off, Stickman.
Right.
Am I missing anybody?
I'm glad you said that, man. Like today, my goal with the interview today was to represent Hitt'em Hard past, present, and future. You know,
Okay.
shout out to Fred Cook and Chris Knight. They started
Yeah.
this shit with us, and they had their own little thing, either working or had something going on today where they couldn't make it. I mean, life always happens that way.
Yeah,
Shout out to
absolutely.
Carlos. He said he had to work today, so you know we can't help it if you can't be here. You know,
Yeah,
but if you
right.
can be here, we'd encourage you to be here. JD, that's my little brother. I ain't got nothing bad to say about him, but I wish he could have been here today with us too. You know, and
Yeah.
I said when people have shit going on, there's really nothing you could do about that. But as far as I'm concerned, it's still Hit 'em Hard gang. We all together. We still doing our thing, and if we don't see each other that often, that don't mean that we're still not family. And
Yeah.
I wish everybody the best. You know what I mean? But we're
Absolutely,
gonna
man.
keep repping for y'all. We here. We're gonna keep things in motion and keep things going on for you.
You know what? We can't wait. We can't wait to hear more. Of course, huge fans on this end. We know that the pivot is coming up from Dust. We know that Tempo is working on things as always. So we are keeping our eyes open. And again, everybody, you want to catch the Halloween costume bash October 27th at the American Legion in Ambridge. That's on 400 Dust Avenue, Ambridge, PA 15003. Doors open at 7 p.m. Must be 21. Now, just for information reference purposes, guys, does people have to dress up when they come? Could people come not being dressed in a costume, or do you recommend everybody be in a costume?
I mean, it's a costume party. It'll be
Yeah,
nice.
but you always get these guys or gals that don't want to dress up. I mean, is it a requirement?
It's not that hard to dress up.
See, I feel like it'd be fun. I'm gonna go definitely dress up and perform because why the fuck not?
Yeah.
I mean, I always live by my one phrase. I leave all my fucks at home, so I go out and I never give a fuck.
Yes. And going
Bro,
by one of your old nicknames, you ought to go in as Harry Potter, right?
Oh no, I was thinking about going in as Jeffrey Dahmer.
I like it.
You know, I'm about to kill the beat.
But all right, let me catch Dust one more time, and like I said, we're gonna let you guys get going.
Make a shout out real quick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shout out to Hitt'em Hard. Shout out to Butler Hip Hop Rap Community, Level Up Studios, and shout out to this show for the Halloween costume party on the 27th. I'm gonna see if I can get anyone in the group to do a little battle rap. So if you got people who are into that kind of shit, let's get a little couple of judges. Think who wins. All right.
All right. Yeah, there you go. Everybody check it out. If you are interested in battle rapping with Tempo FYF, he is going to be available to do that on October 27th. Again, that is going to be at the Halloween costume bash. Dust, we do have the pivot. The pivot. Now I'm excited. You got me all excited about this new record, and I am going to be anticipating this. So hopefully at some point over the next, I don't know, what do you say, next couple months, we could kind of keep our eye open for this release.
Oh, I have it before the end of the year, definitely.
Okay, good
Drop
deal.
a single couple weeks.
Okay, and then we're gonna keep our eyes open for videos as well. We know your video skills have gotten, they were good, back then. But every time we see you make something, man, it's just another talent to add to your resume.
Well, a lot of that comes by necessity because I came back to music a few years ago, and I was like, you know what, I'm not going to depend on labels to do anything for me.
Right.
I'm not going to people to do stuff for me. I already knew how to make beats. I also know how to rhyme. But I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna learn how to do artwork. I'm gonna learn how to do videos. A lot of it came from necessity. And honestly, like when you're an independent artist, money is always an issue.
Absolutely.
So if I'm gonna spend $2,000 on a video that may or may not pop, I can't do that. So I got some basic gear and got on YouTube and learned it and just practiced and got better, and people started reaching out to me to do it. But a lot of the videos and art I've been doing, it came from necessity because you're independent. You gotta learn. You're an independent artist. You can't just wear one hat. You gotta wear
right.
And I like it better that way because like at a time, if you had getting signed was the end all be all of making music. If you wasn't on a viable label, you was for naught. Right. Nowadays, most people don't want to sign to a label because they can trap you, they can control you with the
Yeah,
internet and easy access to everything, and the cost being cheaper. You can take more stuff in your own hands, which is good for artists.
absolutely. I mean, you know, you depend on other people, you lose
You'll be let down.
control. You lose control to other people. You're totally under them, and that's, you know, at the end of the day, as a creative person, that's one of the least things that you want to worry about is how somebody else is handling your affairs. You know.
Exactly.
Hey fellas, before we go, I got a message from Tempo FYF, man.
Yes.
He said if there's any fellow Hitt'em Hard artist watching this that couldn't make it today, that if anybody want to smoke October 27th on that freestyle battle, you know where to holler at, you know where to find me.
That there it is, everybody. The challenge is out there. So I encourage you. I encourage you, and you know, and I wish you luck
It's
because
gonna
I
be
know
a
that
must see.
it is a must see because I know Tempo is good at freestyling. So the battle rap thing, I can't imagine he's going to be, you know, not good at. Mike, you want to ask the guys any questions before we get ready to take
No,
off?
I'm good, man. You guys hit up all the points. I left nothing for me.
Hopefully, still to rebound from his loss. I'll say that.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
you know what? Well, it's
we
going to
picked a
be.
bad day to do this interview.
Look, the only one smiling is Antoine.
I know.
Here,
Him and his 49ers.
I know. Well, hey guys, we do want to say thank you coming on as always.
Yeah,
You guys
we
are
love it.
always invited. We got everybody on alert for the pivot coming out by dusk sometime here before the end of this year. We do have the Halloween costume bash coming on October 27th. Get down there. Tempo wants to battle rap. If you think you got the balls, get down there on the 27th and see what you can do. Other than that, you gentlemen have anything before we take off?
I don't. I'm good.
Appreciate you guys every time, man. We love you.
Always, Antoine. Love you
Always.
too, my man. You guys are great.
FYF.
What's that?
FYF. He said FYF. Remember
FYF. All right. Well, hey, thank you guys. As always, these guys are fantastic. We are going to keep you posted up on everything, keep people up to date on everything. So if anything new comes out that I don't catch, make sure you send it over my way because we will certainly get that out there.
All right.
All right, everybody. Hitt'em Hard music, Dust, Tempo, Prime, Sinister. What's up?
Oh, he just said we in the building. We good.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, for sure. But hey, no, it's great seeing you guys. As always, keep your eyes open for these guys. Hitt'em Hard music. There's the whole crew. Keep your eye open for Prime, for Dust, Cigarillos, Tempo, Jump Off, Stickman. All these guys coming up with great stuff. Always working hard. Thank you so much, guys, for the two Dum Yinzers, Mike, myself, the guys that Hitt'em Hard. We'll see you next time.
All right. See you guys. Keep having us.